Hey guys, we've been gone for a while, and the reason for that is
Anyway, that was a cold open. So, welcome to the weekend update. So, Ankit, what are we talking about today?
what are we talking about today? I think today is one of the happiest days of my life. Actually, it's been like that for the past week or so. Finally, the auto people in Bangalore are getting a taste of their own medicine.
Yes.
It is so surreal to think of the biggest and the strongest political party in Bangalore.
The auto
They
union.
are auto drivers.
Yeah.
They have finally been questioned on their ethical and moral ambiguity.
Exactly.
They have finally been cornered like the
Yeah.
animals that they are.
This 1.5 business. I knew they were bad at math, which is probably why they became auto drivers, but counting as one trip as 1.5 was crazy. And along with it, just overcharging every single person who wants to take an auto, despite there being like a lot of, despite there being a machine that measures distance and calculates calculates the cost according to that, they decide to ignore it and they start overcharging everybody. But now their reckoning is here.
The best part about this whole thing is that they sort of did this to themselves. Over
Yeah.
time, the citizens of Bangalore have begun to resent and loathe and hate these people again and again and with no respite, because for some reason the government wasn't doing anything. Till I think one day our transport minister was using an app and he realized, wait a minute, they're charging a little too much for
Yeah.
this. And then he was like, this is, and in his own words, this is daylight robbery. And to anyone who's watching this, who's a government official, where were y'all for so long? It is
Wow.
it is the same likeliness that you will be paying extra for an auto driver as it is to be robbed near Ganja Park. It's a problem.
Autos were meant to be last mile sort of transport where they went from like a metro station to your office or like a bus stand to your home or something like that.
Bro, I'm tired of paying $150 for 3 kilometers. That used to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And Anag, do you want to take a small break? Not a break exactly. Do you want to step into the world of Bangalore games?
Yeah, of course.
The Bangalore games, if you all don't know, is choose a location anywhere on the map.
Okay.
Preferably somewhere like Kamanali or your, give me another vague place's name in Bangalore.
Kadasipalyam.
I don't think you should be going to Karachipalli, but in case if you want to. You and a friend, this can be played amongst how many of the people you want. Take your phones out, open all the transport apps you have and try to book an auto. And whoever gets an auto and gets to the destination and pays the least wins.
Wow.
And I've been seeing this happen again and again. Every time I had to catch an auto, I had to open 4 apps.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then do balancing act. I am not a, what is that machine called? I'm not a weighing machine.
You know how that meme sort of thing started where people started like porter, like they were booking a porter for themselves, right? And then they'd sit on the porter and then they'd go. But they're not like booking like Ola, they are not the passenger, they're like a package that porter is transporting. A lot of my friends also have started doing that, like looking at that one dude that did it at one point. Everybody has been super inspired because somehow it's cheaper and autos were meant to be that, but then somewhere along the way we got lost, I guess.
I always knew that capitalism paid us to objectify ourselves.
Yeah,
And if this is not proof,
this is living,
of that,
this is proof, bro, this is proof.
coming back to the story, the transport minister has issued an order on autos all around Bangalore, be it individual autos that are going about themselves, by themselves, or even these apps like Uber, Ola, and Rapido, to not price exorbitantly and follow the rules that the government has set in place. But if you all have been paying attention, in most parts in India, you're not going to get fair pricing.
Yeah,
And I think as Anna was saying, 1.5 has been our norm for so long. If you say, hey, Bangalore has great weather, someone says, but the autos are shit though.
it's
And
just
then you
true.
say, but Bangalore, it's true. Have you realized that in all the things that we compare our city to or for other cities, like Delhi has pollution, Mumbai is too crowded.
Yeah.
They say Bangalore has bad transportation. Look at what you all have done, auto people.
That's all.
And I know that you are the most patriotic of the bunch. I know that because you have it on the back of an auto. I am gonna die for my country.
Yeah.
So don't die for your country, but at least don't embarrass us the way you've been doing so far.
But those messages behind autos are very inspiring, bro. My next hope is your girlfriend, which is very funny.
I saw one that said, what? I'm not completely useless, I can be used as a bad example. Now, that is not what you would see or want to see behind on an auto.
Yeah.
You would want to see it behind the bike of some fuckboy. It is not the same.
It's not the same, yeah. So now the charges are apparently 36 rupees for the first 1.9 kilometers, and then it's 18 rupees per kilometer after that. So
What is the specificity of the numbers?
I don't know.
Why
I don't
do
really
people
know.
hate rounded numbers?
Yeah, no. Before meters had disappeared from like the real world, right? In Bangalore specifically, the base price was around 30 rupees for the first 1.9 kilometers. But ever since that, right now it's been increased by that 6 rupees and then 18 rupees per kilometer. But funnily enough, like what if like 1.9 kilometers they've put one charge, right? Then what if it becomes 2 kilometers and they do like a 36 plus 18? So that'll be kind of wild. But I feel like that will happen. Regardless, like now auto drivers I'm sure will be facing a lot of losses in their daily collections because they have been charging exorbitant amounts, and now to make up, like late night when you're taking an auto you might get charged quite a lot because they still have like shift timings. Their union sort of provides them like working hours, so if they decide to work post working hours, what if they're charging more? Or if this rule is relevant across the board, then that's a good thing, but I don't know what is the case right now.
Yeah, it's best to actually stop and watch and see what's happening. But as of when this whole thing started, the crackdown, it's been over 200 autos I think have been impounded, and yeah, there are a lot of cases being filed, dude. So this seems, I don't want to be too hopeful. I've been hurt before.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that this might fix the auto problem in Bangalore and then give everyone else who's been talking about us no other reason to shit on our country.
Yeah, there are only like two things wrong with Bangalore. I mean, there are a lot of things wrong with Bangalore, but people talk about only two things, which is like auto drivers and bad roads. And bad roads, like while Ankit and I were doing research for this video, we put in a simple Google search of like a number of incomplete flyovers in Bangalore, right? And the only the latest news article I found about the Ejipura flyover was that it got a Studio Ghibli makeover. So clearly, like, at least the government cares about the auto thing if they don't care about the flyover thing yet. My personal complaint with bridges and flyovers in Bangalore are that why are there flyovers and bridges like right in between two bus stops? That feels like such a counterproductive thing, especially when we have bottlenecked roads and then there's a bus stopping traffic on either end. Like, why would I ever choose that road?
That is a very particular observation. Actually, to think of it,
yeah,
every bus stop that I've seen, it is right after
the flyover or right before a flyover. And there's an auto guy who's always arguing with the bus guy. Fortunately, hopefully the auto guys don't argue anymore because they have to make up more rides in order to make up their money. So they're constantly moving. But yeah, please, Bangalore, I don't know who is in charge of our roads, BBMP? Or is it like BDA, Bangalore Development Authority?
A wild pigeon has sat next to me. You guys on camera can't see this.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
Pigeon.
So it's pretty cool.
Military coup, political coup reminds me, is DK Shivakumar planning a coup of our chief minister's seat?
I have been hearing that.
Yeah, apparently.
There's some rumblings between our man DK.
But it's
and
just gossip right now. Like apparently, like what I have right here, it says rumor mill. Approximately hundreds Congress MLA allegedly back Deputy CM DK Shivakumar to replace CM Siddaramaiah. But CM Siddaramaiah said that I will be CM for 5 years, he said proudly. So all of that is happening, I guess, in Karnataka.
While I would actually love to debate or even break into this whole process, I think I've learned better than to discuss matters around this topic.
Yeah.
On a realistic note, I don't think DKG has the bandwidth.
Has the bandwidth, you say,
right?
or the chops.
Yeah, or the chops or the support to handle it. I'm not saying Siddaramaiah has all of them. I'm not saying that he's doing a good job. God knows he's not doing a good job.
Yeah.
I know that I don't think that DKG has that much support, but let's see. Bangalore might surprise us.
Yeah, Siddaramaiah has been known to sleep right in assembly meetings. So at least he'll get like a break from life. DK Shivakumar takes over. But DK Shivakumar has done a lot for Bangalore, like numerous bunds and protests, and lot of like people getting beaten up on the street for something that he didn't like that they did. All of this he has contributed to so much to Bangalore. So finally his day has come is what I would say. Every dog has its day. Okay, moving on from one state to another, let's talk about Telangana. So in Telangana recently, it's our newest state, and right now it's in like devastated state when there's like a chemical factory explosion happened, and around 40 factory workers have passed as of now, and close to 40 injuries right now. But the thing is, nobody knows why the explosion happened because as of yesterday, which is the 3rd of July, rescue attempts were going on, and the investigation will begin soon enough. But everybody has been throwing around a lot of like theories. One person's like the components were too old. One person was like overheating. One person's saying human error. But everybody knows as much as I told you just now, which is an explosion happened in the Telangana, and that 40 people have passed. So your theory is as good as any news agency's theory, and that negligence has probably led to this thing. I'm not saying negligence from the factory workers, negligence from across the chain of command. It could be like higher ups and this thing. But unfortunately, since the factory owner or the manager of the factory, all of these guys are protected in some sense by maybe money or like political agenda or whatever it may be, the fall, eventually the scapegoat ends up being like the factory worker, right? Hopefully it's not the case this time. Like I said, the only information that's there about this explosion is that there was an explosion and 30 people are dead. So all of this is speculation, but as the investigation happens, I guess we'll find out more. Why I want to bring this up is because each news agency has like a different angle, and like nobody knows the truth, but they're always they're like projecting like this could be the case, right? This could be the case, as if it's true.
Do you think there's this competition for the news agencies to see which human misery element they could exploit?
They could sort of exploit the best.
SEO compliant. You have to make a more SEO compliant message so you can like all compete in this. My headline is sadder than yours.
Yeah. I think that is this thing, right? Scaring people is part of the goal.
Yeah, it's so funny because Instagram, right, the place that we used to post these videos on, does the same thing with the use of algorithms. It really sucks that you can take any news article and then you can radicalize it to make people react more towards it. Therefore, ergo, you get headlines that are meant to be, trigger happy and click on it suddenly. And the news article is absolutely nothing.
Exactly. Sensationalization, right? That's the thing, right? They sensationalize the news to make it seem like something bigger than what's happening right now. Like one news that's being sensationalized right now is like Jeff Bezos' marriage, like second marriage or third marriage or whatever. People are talking about it a lot, like, but it's pointless, right? It's like it's his marriage. Like, how does it?
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare he get married? I guess.
How dare you say that the second richest man on the planet, his marriage to his second wife after getting halved his
fortune taken away.
How dare you? They are at their prime. You know, if like they're at their prime
They are at
in
their
the
prime.
delivery of their messaging.
Yeah.
They that you know how excited I was. I was peeing in bottles at every chance I got to ensure that everything was so perfect.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I had stores that were stocked with cameras that could see which guest took what.
Yeah. Like,
But it was secretly tied
yeah,
to
like
a room
usual.
in India
She-
where 1,000 people were watching actual cameras.
yeah, like usual, she is like extremely beautiful, like, but she's attracted to Jeff Bezos's, like the Amazon on his head, I guess. That bare body.
Listen, okay, as a fellow bald man, I will tell you this. That's a lot of real estate. Like you know how you say, face the truth and go ahead in life.
Yeah.
This is both. My face and my head don't have a separation. So like I'm facing and going ahead at the
Same time. Yeah. And Jeff
So,
Bezos
like,
is
I'm
doing
just
the
saying,
same.
When I saw that photo of Jeff Bezos sitting in an office with the words Amazon scribbled on a flyer, looking balding, middle aged, and I was like, I have a shot.
You have a shot, yeah.
I too can get like extremely hot,
Yeah.
start an industry, and then have people peeing in bottles or watching surveillance footage.
30 years later, you will also get married to a 27-year-old model. That's the dream, clearly.
One of the things that the news caught onto was that Leonardo DiCaprio was at the wedding, and then they started shitting on him, basically saying that, oh, you have a problem with this carbon emission, that carbon emission, but if a rich guy calls, you're climbing up
Yeah.
and going.
It's not just a rich guy, it's the richest guy. Bro, honestly, regardless of how.
Get your facts.
Yeah, regardless of where you stand, right? If you get a free invite to the party hosted by the richest man in the world, where there's free food.
Second richest.
Sorry?
We need Musk, second richest. Musk represent.
Musk represent, I guess, and fuck that guy. But like, yeah, essentially the richest man, where you get to meet like the richest, most influential people in the world. And again, it's a free invite, by the way. Richest, most influential people in the world get to taste like some crazy food, and you get to talk to people who have like a real impact in the world, right? Why would you pass on that
So if you say,
opportunity?
there was another article that I saw where it said that on one side, like Jeff Bezos gave all his, hosted this lavish wedding, and he's having a great time. On another side, his ex-wife has given billions of dollars to philosophy. Now, while I completely agree and I have no problems, it's a great gesture, I get it. But Anag, I think we most likely have to cut this part out because I need to end this. But she, under cause of, like, if you go to the world's richest women, and then there's a list, like, below that there's a reason for it, as in, like, she's the CEO of this company, she's the CEO of this. For Jeff Bezos' current ex-wife, the source of income was divorce. So I'm just saying, I'm not
Good
saying
shit.
that she's not capable. I'm just saying
shit.
that she did give away his money.
Yeah, go off,
So
queen, is what I would say to that. Pop off.
while it is a great gesture to give the money, it was still his money. So I think he would have undone all the good that money has done
Yeah.
by doing something else.
No, ma'am, you've. It's good to leave a bad. See, people frown on divorce, but divorces end bad marriages. So it's a good thing she left a bad marriage, and it's a good thing she gave away all his money. Because I don't know why he's hoarding everything for whatever reason. At some point, like you must have enough money, right? Like, but that's the thing. Like, there are arguments, of course. Like, rich people never have enough money, but it's a nice thing that she gave away all that money. But then now he's just going to make more, because all of us still order everything on Amazon. Like, everything is on Amazon. In fact, like, you don't have to leave your home for anything nowadays. So he will continue to get rich. The competition for Amazon are the companies, at least in India, are the companies that run these dark stores, right? Because when I ordered like a micro SD card for my camera on Amazon, it took like a day. Like, I have Amazon Prime, like my family has an Amazon Prime account, so it got delivered in a day. But the same SD card, micro SD card on Blinkit is 10 minutes away from my house. So to sort of bridge that gap, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on these delivery guys to make these deliveries more than I assume like, and we are already aware of Amazon's inhumane treatment of their service, their employees of service, right? So it's crazy. But the point started at sensationalization and we started just ranting about Amazon. But it's the thing, right? Rich people get to do and say whatever they want without repercussions, which I'm going to transition to right now, Mr. Elon Musk. Yeah. We were talking about the richest people in the world. That leads me to transition into Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, he started. Whoa! Don't do that. Elon Musk
I
can do
just
that.
said
We
hi.
can't do that.
I just said hi.
Showing his support to the troops, like that he's showing. Yeah, correct. But you were telling me about like the robot taxi rollout, right? That just began in the US.
So yeah, I don't know if you caught this, but Elon Musk had an event a little while ago, a few months ago, where he showed off robot taxis, robot buses, and these really iRobot-like looking robot service things that you can keep around your house. He said that they'd be worth as much as a Tesla car, and you can get this completely automated robot to walk around your house and do house chores. That is the dream that Elon pitched us on. I think
Have
back
you ever
last year.
played Detroit Becoming Human?
I haven't, but I've seen it. I've seen quite a bit of it.
Yeah. This is very close to the premise of that game, where robots are doing your chores and helping you out. They're essentially assistants in your home. They do, and then eventually there's an uprising.
Every robot movie that you see has the robot
There's an
turning,
uprising.
yeah, on the human. So you can't really, I don't know what he's thinking. But moving a few months later, we were still wondering when is this going to happen, and Elon said, you know what, right away. So he launched a very tiny soft launch. He launched the robotaxi services for selected people, some celebrities, some influencers. It was a very random list. So people like MKBHD were left off it. There's no information as to why that was a
So
decision.
nobody that can leave a legitimate review is invited.
Yeah, and the other interesting part about this was apparently there were two things about this. One is this entire ride was in a very small part of Houston, Texas, in a very geo-locked location that was completely mapped out, and it was you had to mandatorily have a Tesla engineer sitting in the car. He's not sitting on the driver's side, of course, self-driving, but he's sitting right next to it in case
That's so weird, bro.
something were to go drastically wrong. So, would you trust it, Anna? Would you trust a robot taxi?
I'd feel safer if the person sitting in the car along with me was the driver. And if it's just gonna be someone sitting in the car, then what's the point, right? Just leave that dude at home. If there's going one dude is ready to like, it's like traveling with a mechanic, right? If the driver and mechanic are the same person, that's a good thing. But if that's driver and mechanic, then you're not gonna have like the space that you want. So it's so weird to have this engineer. No, it's like, I guess he's preparing for the worst, but then like if you can't trust his invention on the road yet, then why roll it out?
So, I mean, it's good. Honestly, it's one of the smarter decisions than just soft launch it to the public. But here's the funny part though. So the cars or the robot taxis aren't made in a way that you can override manual control. So even if there is an engineer in the car, I don't think there's a way to directly or very easily manually control the car, which is also something we need to keep in mind. But yeah, the launch did happen, and Elon lost a lot of money because of it. If you haven't seen, Tesla's stock tanked quite a bit.
I mean, he's doing a lot of nonsensical things, so it makes sense, I guess.
Hey, like, I mean, Musk we talk so bad about?
Yeah. Know that there was news about that microchip also, right? That he implanted on one dude and it was going really well.
Neuralink.
But what my dream for the future is like cyberpunk style cybernetic implants, like Cyberpunk 2077.
There is a video by Mr. Who's the Boss that came out a while ago talking about the Neuralink and the Neuralink chip and how all it is going to be used. So FDA has given human trials permission as of now, So Elon can actually start implementing this on a human scale, and the first few test subjects have been showing positive results, but it's a very scary world. It's a very scary world where imagine you have to subscribe to be smart at something. Like, oh, I didn't take the engineering package today. 2 plus 3 is equal to 85.
Skill issue.
Skill issue. Pay to win.
Yeah.
Pay
It's
to
at
win.
this point.
You know how we complain about microtransactions in like video games, right?
Yeah, no,
I
dude.
mean, I complain a lot. So similarly, this is a microtransaction in real life. Right?
Macha, if you think
You just
lag was
pay.
bad, if you think lag was bad in video games, imagine in real life. Like,
Yeah.
Somebody asks you a question and you have to process the entire question.
imagine
It
you
takes a
become-
second and somebody already knows the answer.
You're stupid despite your cheats, right? Yeah, it's a cheat code essentially. It's like in San Andreas or like in any GTA game.
My biggest fear with Neuralink is now there will be an actual cost to smartness. There'll be an actual, if you pay this much, you will by default be smarter than everyone else. And therefore, let's say right now, schooling doesn't really matter as much as to where you do it. That's why you have stories of really poor people studying overnight and then rising above the curb and actually earning a great income. This is something that's going to be eradicated completely. And just imagine on a knowledge being put behind a paywall.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think knowledge is vital for every human being, and cutting off access is essentially what the Nazis did when they burned books, right? Oh wow, did I just make a comparison of Elon Musk and Nazis? Damn, that was definitely not on purpose. But you know how the Nazis burned books, right? That's essentially like forcing their propaganda on people without leaving room for any dissent. Eventually it might get to a point where that's the case with Neuralink as well, like getting rid of any room for dissent. There's no questioning it, because you are literally programmed to think a certain way. If it can do like truly miraculous things like revive a paralyzed arm or something like that, right? Like that then that's insane. That's like crazy. That's going like
That is what Elon claimed, and that's what they're actually seeing. They're saying that because at the end of it all, the spinal cord's function was to pass electrical waves throughout your body that can like help you do different things. And if you can then take a mechanical input or a electronic input and then manually stimulate that, you can, in theory, cure paralysis, or even this is a stranger and an actual real thing that I've seen. It is attaching a camera to your skull where your eyes are, and then streaming it and then streaming that to your phone, making sense of it, and then coming back to your brain. So your brain recreates this image for you, activating the random neurons. I know how fucking psychotic this sounds, but there is a way, and it has been proved that you can cure blindness with a technology like this. So positives,
That's crazy.
yes, positives a lot. But would you want Elon Musk to have this energy is what I'm asking.
no. I wouldn't trust anybody, bro. I want like full autonomy over my body, right? Like that's the entire point of being alive. Like if you surrender autonomy to something, like you let somebody else control your arms and legs, that's kind of sad.
But
To lose function like that.
on the flip side, imagine paying a gym to hack into your body and then exercise for you.
That's
So
not the-
even if
I
you
would
want
not-
to,
I
even
would
if you
not
want to, you're
encourage
like
or
flailing
endorse that.
around, like, please
Yeah,
stop, please stop.
You should not do that.
If you're working out, you should work out diligently and with discipline. And in real life, please, like working out in a game or VR. Okay, VR working out might help, but like working out in a game is not gonna help your actual physique or your actual health. So don't let a gym take over control of your body. That's so weird.
That is an archive message. Don't let the gym take over your body.
Don't let a gym take control of your body. Yeah, that's it for international news, I guess.
I don't think we spoke about the tax thing. Did we speak about the tax and Trump thing?
Tax? Whose tax? I'm already paying tax. I don't want to hear about more tax.
After a lot of attempts at fucking with the taxing system, he finally came up with this idea for the big beautiful bill. I think that's what he christened it, and now all the news media agencies are going along with it. So guess we are gonna go with it as well. So the big beautiful bill is basically taking money from welfare schemes and food stamps and other things like that kept in place to help the lower strata of the ecosystem, and then taking that funds, allocating it to the military and the border security because of that narrative that Trump has been building for a while that they are under attack.
That's crazy, no? Like, if only there was precedence for this. Unlike the last 20 years that the US has been doing this. But it's nice that it's officially a law now. That now that legally they can steal poor people's money. And we've talked about the issues that America has with its people for some reason. Like, it's like teachers beefing with high schoolers, right? Like, you're an adult, why are you beefing with, like, children? The same way the US, like, the US Parliament are one of the most richest, most powerful people in the world. And you're already super rich. Why do you want to take advantage of poor people?
So one thing I was actually taken aback by is the fact that a lot of Indian immigrants who have now moved there to study are siding with Trump, or they're supporting the Republican parties, which again, from India sitting here, seeing the news from here, it seems to be very absurd. But I think it also goes to show you that there is a very huge difference between media that's propagated and the actual reality on ground. This is not to say that Trump is actually smart. Clearly he isn't.
No, it's purely based on survival, right? You're in a country that's not your own. You don't have a safety net, and if you're a first generation immigrant, especially, like, you're the person that's moving there. You need to survive, and to survive, you need to vote for laws or for representatives, or like endorse or support representatives that provide bills that are in your interest. Like, if you don't support Trump and then you're deported, then who is to blame, right? Like, Trump is to blame, of course. That's a given. But like, you if you had supported it, maybe you wouldn't have been one of the people that have been targeted or whatever. I don't know how the targeting works. Sorry, not targeting, like choosing or verified. I'm sure there's like some weird American name for it. But it's survival. Like, it's important to survive, and that's probably why they're doing it. Why they're switching sides like this, and it's okay. It's alright. Even here, we saw when a year or two ago, like when the Prime Minister won the previous election, we saw how Congress MLAs and MPs switched to BJP, and how there was a chaos across the country and all that stuff, right? And that also, for them to survive in their political career, is probably why they did that. But yeah, that's it.
That's international news. That's national news. I mean, there have been no updates in the plane crash that happened. We're still figuring out what might have gone wrong. There have been some simulations that have shown certain things, but nothing we can be absolutely sure of yet. And I think we're all looking to see what went wrong.
Another thing is, in Tamil Nadu, there was a robbery from a temple, and then the police could not find a perpetrator in time, and there was a lot of political pressure from on top. So they arrested the temple guard, and then they tortured and tried to force a confession out of him, but eventually his torture led to his death. And there have been a lot of like political stuff that's going on. AIADMK, which is Jayalalitha's party, they are calling for like a formal investigation into these investigative methods and these interrogation methods that we have in our country. And the family, I believe, has been given a plot of land, a job appointment, and around 5 lakh rupees from the government. Like, they've put a value on that person's life. So that's one more thing that has happened. It's extremely sad.
Speaking of governments covering up, like, or misallocating blame, what happened? Do you have any idea what happened with regards to the stampede that happened in Bangalore? I heard that the commissioner of police was, sacked from his job.
From his position.
And this was after there have been reported incidents of the police making a formal request to the government not to host
Yeah,
that
yeah.
event on that day, and this
Yeah,
was ignored.
all that
So
is fine, bro.
Like, no, the thing is that people had somebody to blame, right? Like, recently, like a week or something ago, in Odisha, there was a stampede in the Puri Jagannath festival, right? Let me just read out some information for you. 3 dead, 50 plus injured in the Puri Rath Yatra stampede on 29 June 2025. Okay, so in this case, there was nobody to blame. So there was no FIR. You can't file an FIR against God, of course. Like, he won't care, of course. Why would he care? Because it's like a pesky human complaint. But essentially, like, this is not the first time stampedes have happened. In fact, there have been 4 stampedes for in religious spaces in our country in the last 365 days, but no FIRs for any of them filed. Nobody held responsible for that, because you can't hold God responsible for stampedes, but you can hold people responsible, which is probably why the Commissioner of Police in Bangalore and the RCB social media manager and all of these guys were held responsible and taken to jail.
Anna, can I just break out of this for just one small rant? It is something that I've been noticing, and I think that we've been noticing for a
Yeah.
while. If you see something on the news that is making you feel a certain way, if you feel that something is unjust or you want to speak about it, please do. But stop following the trend chasing metric of stopping when it's not popular anymore. I keep seeing
Yeah.
countless of fucking
Yeah.
posts on social media everywhere about how much you care about something, but the minute it's not trendy enough, the minute it's not hashtaggy
Stop
enough,
caring.
you guys are out. You guys don't give a fuck. Anna, correct me. Is the Russia-Ukraine war still going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you
Yes.
fucking stopped speaking about it? Why? Because people aren't dying. No, they are. But it's just not trendy.
No, because there's another war that's popular right now, right? I mean, it's the same war that's popular again, but it's popular again. You know why Humpty Dumpty fell down? Because he was sitting on a fence.
That's a highbrow
What?
joke.